Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Gooners and Gloves Podcast. This is the third episode, and in today's episode I intend to cover my thoughts and opinions on the Arsenal-Southampton game that took place a couple of days ago. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to check out my first podcast of this series where I also covered my predictions for this game before you watch this one, just for a bit of context of how I felt heading into it. But today I'm going to go ahead and just sort of share my thoughts on how I felt the game was. I'm going to talk about my man of the match, my favourite goal, how I felt we were in the first and second half, and just kind of what I took away from the game. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Of course, whether you are an Arsenal fan or a Southampton fan, please let me know down below what you thought of the game. It'd be interesting to hear it from both the perspective of fellow Arsenal fans like myself, but also from Southampton fans as well, how they felt about the game too. So yeah, let's just jump straight in. I don't want to ramble too much. So first, let's start with a comparison from my prediction and also what actually happened. So my prediction was Arsenal 5, Southampton 0, and the actual result was Arsenal 3, Southampton 1. So it wasn't maybe a little bit ambitious in terms of 5 goals, but to be fair, we definitely had some chances. Maybe it could have happened, but a very solid scoreline nonetheless, 3-1. So yeah, that's a bit of a comparison between my two scorelines. So I said 5-0, the actual result was 3-1. So I got it right in the sense that Arsenal won, but obviously I was a little bit ambitious with the goals there. But, you know, it is what it is. It was my prediction. But yeah, let's also compare my goal scorers compared to who actually scored. And to be fair, I actually did fairly decent on this. So my goal scorers that I predicted were Saka, Havertz, Martinelli, and Trossard. And 3 of those actually did score and only 1 of them didn't. So Saka, Havertz, Martinelli all scored. Trossard did not score. So to be fair, I was actually quite good when it came to that prediction. As much as I predicted Saka to score a brace, I feel like 2 assists and a goal is pretty much equivalent to a brace. So I feel like on that front, I actually did really well in terms of those predictions. You know, Saka scored, Havertz scored, Martinelli scored, Trossard didn't. But yeah, so in terms of predictions, I didn't do too terrible. We didn't keep the clean sheet as predicted, but it is what it is. You can't really anticipate that kind of stuff. But yeah, let's jump into a bit of how I actually felt the match went. So we start with first half, and I've got to be honest, I was disappointed with the first half. I do just have to be completely honest. I was quite disappointed with the first half. Yes, we had a decent amount of the ball. Yes, we were creating chances, but I just felt like, first of all, the shots on target, I think in the end we only had 1 or 2 at the end of the first half, which definitely isn't great. However, credit to Southampton, they were doing well defensively. They were doing well to kind of shut out some of our attacking threat in the first half. So credit where credit is due to Southampton. But yeah, the first half definitely wasn't a good start. We just, you know, we had loads of corners, we had loads of chances, but we just weren't getting the shots on target, and we weren't creative enough, and we were kind of struggling a little bit. Southampton didn't really have too much in the first half. They had like a couple chances, but you know, so it's not that we were getting dominated or anything. We just weren't quite imposing ourselves enough and creating as many shots on target as we would have liked. And the second half was, of course, a huge turnaround and was much better, but the second half also started out quite rough because we did concede. It was a really nicely taken goal from Cameron Archer, and unfortunately that did put us 1-0 down, but thankfully we clicked into gear and we really put on a fantastic performance after that. So first, let's start with the first goal, which came a few minutes later, and that was a phenomenal strike from Kai Havertz, a really, really nice shot, of course assisted by Bukayo Saka. And as you guys can see, I have actually said that was my favourite goal in the match. Now, I'm not going to lie, it was a really hard choice between Havertz or Martinelli because I really liked both goals, but I just about edged it to Havertz because I love how hard he hit it, the power he put behind it, and I also love goals where the ball hits the post and then goes in. There's something so satisfying about them. So yeah, that was a really nicely taken finish by Kai Havertz, again assisted brilliantly by Bukayo Saka. So that was the first goal. It came a few minutes after Cameron Archer opened the scoring, so thankfully we weren't behind too long. The Emirates really began to wake up, and I was really proud of the fan base to see the atmosphere. You know, in some other stadiums, once you concede, especially to a side that you're, you know, expected to be easily beating, the atmosphere goes a bit dead. The fans are just quite annoyed and maybe not really saying anything, but our fans came to life. They really edged the team on, and you could even see Mikel Arteta, you know, lifting his arms up, upping the, you know, egging the crowd on, and it was really cool to see. And that was definitely a huge boost to our players, as I said, only a few minutes after Cameron Archer opened the scoring. Kai Havertz with a excellently taken goal, really, really nice finish, hit the post, went in, just a really, really good finish. And that officially means that, as mentioned previously, he has now matched both Henry and Van Persie's records of 7 goals in a row at home. So that's a record that he now has the opportunity to break outright, and the next home game we've got will be against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. So who knows, Havertz could break that record. But yeah, It's one which both Thierry Henry and also Robin van Persie held, 7 home games in a row to score at, and hopefully now Kai Havertz can, it'd be really cool to see him actually break that record, and I think it'd be a huge boost to him as well. So yeah, just incredible, 7 home games in a row Havertz has scored in now, and hopefully he can get the goal against Shakhtar Donetsk in a couple of weeks and break the record outright. And then who knows, can he keep it up? We'll find out. But I was really, really happy with that goal. The game then progressed, and we began to really, I think after that is when we finally relaxed and we started to find our way into the game. So I was very happy to see that from the lads. And before we knew it, we had a corner, and before we knew it, we were on the attack, and Saka with an absolutely marvellous ball to Martinelli, easily my favourite assist of the game, just an unreal ball to Martinelli, and then Martinelli completely calm and composed slots it past Aaron Ramsdale. But man, that was such a great assist, by far my favourite assist of the game without a doubt. Just what a ball. I mean, the vision of that ball and like how far away Martinelli was, and for Martinelli to then time his run so excellently, it was a really, really great goal, and I really liked it. And as I said, it was very tough for me to choose between the Havertz and the Martinelli goals because they were both just so great, but yeah, just about edged it to Havertz, but really, really fantastic finish from Martinelli. I was very impressed with that. And of course, Bukayo Saka, just absolutely perfectly placed ball from so far out and from such a tight angle. So yeah, that was excellent. Really, really good from Saka. And then, of course, not too long after that, we got the third goal back. A mistake from the keeper, from Ramsdale, which Saka then, of course, took advantage of and slotted it really nicely into the bottom left corner. And speaking of Bukayo Saka, without a doubt for me, he was the man of the match. Let me know who you guys think, but I'd imagine most people will agree that it was Bukayo Saka because, I mean, he was excellent. 2 assists and a goal. Really, really good stuff from him. And as I said, 2 genuinely really nice assists as well. And I saw an incredible statistic about Saka where obviously now he's got 7 assists in 7 games in the Premier League. And the crazy thing is that the record for an entire season is 20. So 20 assists in 38 games. And Saka has got 7 assists in 7 games. So that truly is incredible statistics from him. Just an unreal player. I mean, of course, I can't sing Saka's praises enough. He's just so good. And he proved it once again why he's a fantastic player. And we're so lucky to have him. And it's really good because remember, when you go 1-0 down like that, it's, you could panic. Like that's the sort of time where you panic. You're down 1-0 against your team that you're expecting to be keeping a clean sheet in. But our players kept their composure. Saka kept his composure and he came up with a huge performance. Fantastic result on FPL as well, on Fantasy Premier League. He got me a whole 16 points. And speaking of which, I am going to be releasing a reaction to Game Week 7 tomorrow. So stay tuned for that to see how my team got on. And if you want to see the team, make sure to check out the previous 2 videos where I talked about it. But yeah, fantastic haul on FPL as well. But yeah, absolutely brilliant performance from him, and for me he's without a doubt the player of the match. Let me know if you agree with that. Let me know if you want to give it to someone else. But for me, just without a doubt, Bukayo Saka was the man of the match. Unbelievable performance. And yeah, then the game ended and we walked away with huge 3 points. So as kind of a summary, while the game didn't start out great and the first half wasn't too great and conceding certainly wasn't nice, I felt that we responded to it really well, and after that we were really, really good. I mean, we were creating much better chances. Obviously we dominated the ball, the corners, etc. But yeah, Southampton fans, let me know how you guys feel about the game. Obviously, they definitely didn't do too terrible. I mean, when you consider like how well they were defending in the first half and what a nice goal Cameron Archer had as well, and the fact that they actually hit the crossbar a bit later on in the game as well, they hit the crossbar. And I think that was before the 3rd goal. So yeah, definitely, fair play to Southampton. They certainly gave it a good go. They gave us a tough game. And I do definitely think that Southampton, they're not just going to be pushovers for anybody. And I do think that they gave us a pretty solid performance and a solid game. So honestly, Southampton fans and the players, they should hold their heads up. The Emirates is a very hard place to come. Like, it's not easy to go to the Emirates. A very big atmosphere and a very intimidating stadium. So for them to do that, go there, open the scoring, and ultimately just perform like that, defend, like, fair play to them. I thought Kyle Walker-Peters, I thought he looked solid when he came on, so fair play to him. And obviously Cameron Archer with a really nice finish. So yeah, but I think that pretty much about wraps it up. That's how I felt about the match. So as much as, the first half didn't look too promising, I was really, really proud of the lads, how they responded, to being 1-0 down, how they were able to immediately get the goal back and then just completely take control from there. That was really good to see. Of course, I was hoping for the clean sheet, and hopefully we could start to get our clean sheets back up, because it's not great to be conceding to both Leicester and Southampton, but it is what it is. Ultimately, 3 points is 3 points, and I'm really happy with that. That now extends our unbeaten streak in all competitions competitions to 15, which is incredible. That's a really cool achievement to have. So, looking ahead, we've got Bournemouth away. Of course, now is the international break, so unfortunately we'll get no more Arsenal for the next 12 days. Although I'll probably still look to do a couple podcasts, probably just discussing how our season is going so far. But that about brings it to an end in terms of the Southampton-Arsenal game. I thought it was a very solid performance. I thought we looked calm, we looked composed. Yes, it didn't start out the best, but we came back at half-time, we conceded, we calmed down, and then we just completely took control. So as much as it wasn't absolutely perfect, because as I said, the first half could have been better, all in all, I think it's a really good 3 points. It's a really solid performance, and it's a nice scoreline to win by. And again, the goals that were taken were just wonderful. I mean, they were really nicely taken goals, and really looking forward to the return of Odegaard. Hopefully we get him back after the international break, because I think our attacking threat will be better after that, because I think I'm really beginning to realize like how much of an effect he has on our attack, like how much of a positive influence he has on it. Our attacking threat isn't terrible right now. It's definitely not bad. Like it's decent, but I do think it will be a lot better when Martin Odegaard comes back. So really looking forward to his return, hopefully after the international break. Because, I mean, of course, I'm a massive Odegaard fan. I mean, of course, he's our captain, you got to back your captain, and I think he's just an excellent player, and I think we're starting to realize, as much as we have a good attacking threat, with Martin Odegaard, that's when it goes up to a great attacking threat. He's one of the main difference makers for me, so, yeah, but to conclude, to summarize, I thought it was a very solid performance. It was a nice 3 points. This now takes us to joint with Manchester City on both points and goal difference. And of course, Liverpool continues to lead the league with a 1 point, 1 point clear, as of course they did beat Crystal Palace. So, yeah, looking forward to ahead. We've got, of course, Bournemouth away. Then we've got Shakhtar at home. And then, of course, we've got a massive game against Liverpool at home, which could potentially see us go top of the league, assuming we get the job done against Bournemouth. But, yeah, that's going to put an end to this podcast. Please let me know, Arsenal fans and Southampton fans, what you guys thought of the game. Let me know if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, let me know who you thought your player of the match was, who you think who you think is going under the radar a bit. So maybe a player that had a good performance, but maybe isn't getting the credit that they deserve on both ends. And so as a final summary, we won 3-1. My man of the match was Bukayo Saka, and my favourite goal was the first goal, which was taken by Kai Havertz. Just a really nice finish, which hit the post and went in. I think Havertz is just looking like a really good number 9 right now, and as much as, a lot of people say we need a number 9, Kai Havertz is certainly proving himself as a very good option right now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Please look forward to my video tomorrow, which will be a reaction to how game week 7 went for me in terms of FPL. So I'll show you guys how many points I got, how my team is doing, maybe discuss a potential few transfer plans. And one thing I have been considering is that I might do a couple of podcasts about the international games, so we'll see. Please do let me know if you want that. If you want me to do a couple of the international games coming up in the Nations League, then do let me know, and that could be a fun little way to pass the time in the international break. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought of the game, and I'll see you guys with another podcast soon. Bye bye.